So, good evening, everybody. Last week, because of the equinox, we had a holiday, but now we are back. And I think last Sunday the clock changed in Europe. You have summertime now, so I think it's 1 hour later than usual. We used to do it at 12 o'clock in Central Europe. Now it's 1 o'clock. That's because in Japan, the clock hasn't changed. So all during the summer, it's going to be at this time, 1 hour later. Okay, so I would suggest that today, again, we sit for 30 minutes. Then I talk a little bit this time about Kodo Sawaki's To You. And we will have time to discuss things at the end. If you have questions, please don't hesitate to ask at the end.
然后上周我们休息了，因为上周日本节假期，然后呢，那个欧洲那边改成夏令时了，所以他们可能时间跟我们有1个小时时差。然后今天还是做30分钟那个坐禅，然后我们今天讲那个 Kodo Sawaki 就这本书，我们继续讲这本书，然后老师想往后再读一点，然后我们先坐禅30分钟，然后讲那个 Sawaki 老师的那个理论，今天这样安排。
Okay, so then let's start to sit. As always, maybe you first swing your upper body left to right. First you make bigger movements and then slowly smaller movements. And that might help your body to find its center. Maybe most of the day you're centered in your head, but in Zazen you try to lower that center, and maybe you'll find your center somewhere in your lower body, in your belly or so. And from there, allow the spine to stretch itself naturally, and also the back of your neck might want to stretch, just like some grass that starts to grow in the spring. You allow your spine to stretch naturally, your neck to stretch naturally, but relax your shoulder and let all of the weight, release all of that weight. Let go of all that weight that you're carrying around with you most of the day.
然后大家还是放松做，然后做之前可以先晃一晃，找找自己重心，肩膀放松，后背挺直，就好像让你的体重完全放下来，因为一天可能特别紧张，身体特别紧张，放松做，后背挺直，自然的垂直，就好像一个植物，在你的身体里边长上来一样，后脖子放松，然后自然的状态下做好。
Lower your eyes a little. You can also close them if that helps you to sit, but usually we keep them half open. So during Zazen, you're aware of what is in front of you, what you can see. There are the sounds around you. Also, keep your awareness on the physical perception, what you feel in the body. And if your mind tends to drift away, it helps to bring it back to the breath, to the attention of breathing out and breathing in again.
眼睛是半睁的状态，然后如果你觉得不舒服的话，也可以闭上眼睛。但是一般的情况下，我们在打坐的时候，眼睛是半睁的，然后要感受到身体，眼睛不光是看到你面前的这个状况，然后要看到周围一切，感受到周围一切的状况，自然放松，自然的呼吸，意识在呼吸上面，然后不管你心里在想什么，身体上面的感觉。都要意识到，有意识的坐下来，然后放松，让全身在一个自然的状态下。
Okay, let's sit first for 25 minutes or so, and then I will talk again.
好，我们现在大概是25分钟啊。
Thank you for joining Zazen. 3 weeks ago, I read the first couple of pages of this book to you by Kodo Sawaki. Today, I want to continue to read a little bit, and after that, we can have a discussion. You can ask questions.
3个星期以前，我们就是读了这本书的开头一点点，然后今天老师想往后面再读几页，读完之后呢，我们可能做一些讨论。
Last time I stopped at a quote where Sawaki Roshi speaks about the identity which is unsurpassable in the whole universe. And the Japanese phrase is Tenjo Tenge Yuiga Dokson, which literal means above the heavens and below the heavens. So basically, in the whole universe, there's nobody as valuable as myself. And people say that the Buddha said that when he was born. But Sawaki says, well, that's actually true for each of our existence, everyone. Everyone's existence is uncomparable.
上一次我们分析的就是人的那个身份，还记得就是天上什么天上地下唯我独尊，就是3个星期之前我们分析的是这个，然后今天是顺着这个往后分析。
And the next couple of quotes all return to this idea that our existence cannot be compared to anything in the universe.
然后我们的那个我们个人的特点、个人的个性是不能和这个世界上其他事情相比较的。
On page 5 it says, all living things live out their own unsurpassable identity. Each person can only live out their own life. How can it be that everyone has lost sight of that? Our society lacks good examples. People who follow so-called common sense and group thinking and factionalism are all only bad examples.
我们老师读这一段大概的意思啊，就是我们所有的人都是活在都是他自己的方式生活，以自己的方式生活，然后都是有很独特的身份个性，每一个人只能够活出他的生命，每一个人只能活出他的个性，然后他又怎么可能失去他自己的特点呢？我们的社会就是一个这个很好的一个例子。每个人，那些人他追寻就是遵守常规、常识、常规的这些人，或者是集体想法、集体思考这些人，最后都是一些特别不好的例子。
And when Sawaki Roshi refers here to common sense, group thinking, and factionalism, I think what he means is what I sometimes call the game. And I sometimes say Zazen means quitting the game. So that means to take a break from common sense and group thinking and factionalism. So it means to stop comparing and kind of lining yourself up with everyone else and think of yourself as, well, one of 70 million people. You take a break from the game to realize this existence here, right now in this moment, is beyond comparison.
然后那个 Sawaki Roshi 他这里面说的，就是集体想法，还有一些常规的常识，其实就是之前我们分析莫老师讲的那个，要从这个游戏当中退出来，要放弃这个游戏，就是不要把你跟大家比较，要从这个游戏当中退出来。
Just in the same sense as when we were talking about Unmon's saying that every day is a fine day, and I said that today is not special because it's just a little bit different from all the other days. If you line it up with the other days, today is special because it's the only day. And the same can be said about our existence.
然后就像我们之前分析那个云门禅师，他说日是好日，然后每一天都是很好的一天。然后木头老师说，每一天，因为每一天没有特别，今天和明天没有什么特别，每一天都是和另外一天一样的，就像我们人的身份和个性一样，你很特别，但是你又不很特别。
Let's continue with the next quote. Sawaki Roshi is here referring to the Tokugawa era in Japan. That's an era that lasted from 1600 until 1868 for 200 and almost 270 years. And he says, during the Tokugawa era, and that era was special in Japan because Japan was closed off. Japan had only business relations with China and the Netherlands during that time, but nobody else was allowed to enter the country, and no Japanese were allowed to go out. So it was a kind of a funny time in Japan because basically the whole country almost didn't develop during that time. They didn't have any international relationships. And Sawaki Roshi says, during the Tokugawa era, the Confucians said, Shakyamuni was so full of himself. He talked about his identity as unsurpassable in the entire cosmos. That was their misunderstanding. Not only Shakyamuni has an identity which is unsurpassable in the entire cosmos. Every single one of us has an unsurpassable identity. We moan about it, while all along we are carrying it around with us. To practice the way of Buddha means to manifest within yourself your own identity, which is unsurpassable in the entire universe.
然后这个是一个下面这段就是讲在日语叫 Tokugawa Era， 中文是江户幕府时代，就是这个时代是一个日本闭关锁国的一个时代，它可能只是跟简单的周围的一些小国有交流，像中国可能一些小的国家有交流，但是这个是它一个特别闭关的日本一个很特殊的时代。然后他说这个人他讲到了孔子，他说释迦牟尼所有的都是关于他自己啊，他说的关于这些他自己的个性，其实都不是整个宇宙整个宇宙的一个个性，一个个性和特点。然后这个是他们，然后那个 Sawaki 老师说，其实这是他们的一个误解，因为不管是那个释迦牟尼有一个特性，它这个特性呢是和整个宇宙都不一样的一个特性。我们每一个人，每一个独特的，我们当中的每一个人都有他自己独特的个性、特点、性质啊。然后我们每一个人都是带着这个独特的自己，和周围的人在一起的。我们练习，就是我们修行，在佛的道路上修行，其实就是让你自己有自己的特点，然后同时这个特点又是整个宇宙不一样的一个你自己。我到时候把原文也发给大家，有点绕啊。
Well, Sawaki Roshi continues like that for quite a while, but maybe in 2 weeks or so I continue with the Sawaki quotes and we can use the rest of the time today for questions and answers. So if there's anything that you would like to ask or to comment, you're welcome to do so now.
大家现在有问题的，我们下节课再继续往后读，然后大家有问题可以提。
No questions today? That's great. Aiko, please.
Okay, let me start. But I'm still thinking. I again noticed during Zazen this crazy mind. There is this crazy mind who is running around all the time and thinking about whatever. And I was thinking about my center. Where is my center, or what is my center? And in this quote with the unsurpassable, I don't know how you called it. This unsurpassable whatever. Maybe this is the center, and
Yes.
And if you have this in your Zazen, then maybe it's all right. But as long as you don't have this, or you didn't find it, then you are in this crazy mind. I call it crazy mind because today it was kind of crazy. So that's, maybe there is no question. Maybe this is a comment. I don't know, but I can ask, where is my center? But I think you will say, yeah, you have to find it on your own. Yeah, there's not a real question. There's just this ongoing process of searching my center, or this unsurpassable whatever. Yeah, that's all.
Have you ever heard about Uchiyama Roshi, a student of Sawaki Roshi?
Yes.
Yeah, he wrote these kind of illustrations, which are kind of funny. He starts with this. He says, each of us is living in his own world. And an example for that would be the first Sawaki quote that I read 3 weeks ago. We can't even exchange a fart with the next person. Each of us has to live their own life. But we can communicate with each other. We have words. And using these words and concepts, we construct a world. And we think we all share the same world with each other. And inside this world, we chase for happiness or money or sex, and we try to avoid, like, for example, war or, well, things that are unpleasant. And we form groups, like some are communists, some are capitalists, there are liberalists. Each of us, we form groups so that we're stronger and it's easier for us to fight the others. But then Sawaki Roshi says Zen means to, well, get down from outside of this. It's almost like a TV set, or it's like a stage. And that's where our monkey mind is always busy. Our mind is always busy here, chasing after good things, trying to escape bad things, and always comparing ourselves to the others. That's where our mind usually lives. And the Zen means to get down from here, and the existence of this one person here. Well, that's what you says is this unsurpassable identity. You cannot compare that person. When you compare, you're always up here. And so Zen means to come down from out of that TV set and back into that one body that cannot be compared to anybody else. So I think that's basically where the center is. Do you want to try to translate that into Chinese? You have it also. Good.
I have but which page?
It's just right at the beginning. Right at the beginning, page maybe 10 or so. There's the contents, and it comes right after the contents.
老师刚才那个朋友他提那个问题，就是其实他谈的是自己的感受，就是在坐禅的时候，他想找到自己的中心，然后呢又不知道中心在哪儿，好像中心就是一个无与伦比的一个地方，但是他想提，可是他又想到，如果我提问就是我中心在哪儿，老师肯定会说你自己找。所以他就是刚才谈了一下他自己的体会，然后刚才老师说，就是这本书是我一会儿可以发在咱们群里边啊，这个是那个乌齐亚马乌齐亚马老师叫什么？中文叫就是内山宇正老师中文翻译，就是他说那个我们每一个人都是活在一个世界上，但其实每一个人都是以他自己为中心的来看待这个世界。然后呢，你以为自己为中心，以自己的角度看待这个世界之后呢，我们之间又有交流，人通过交流又找到自己的小集体，就是你的 group，你跟你有志同交流比较好的人，你会有一个小的小组，就是这种大家都是这样聚集在一起，然后通过这个呢，有一些人可能他就是去追求幸福呀，或者是追求他的理想啊。像我们坐禅，其实就是让你从这个游戏当中退出来。你看，就是他好像把那个人的头画成一个像电视，就是那个屏幕一样。我们在坐禅的时候，你一直其实在想着，你看你的小组，刚才说人是一组一组的，或者说你在追求幸福、金钱，你还是说在想到自己的不幸。其实你在坐禅的时候，头脑里边一直想的是这些。但是我们是让这些都存在，然后从这些游戏当中退出来，这个是我们坐禅的一个意义吧。就是你坐禅的时候是这个状况，这个真的挺难理解。回头我回头发给大家吧，这个图。Almost, I don't know.
Any other questions?
From which book of Uchiyama Roshi is this? Are there pictures?
I don't think it's translated into English or German. The Japanese title is Susumi Toyasulai, which means progress and rest or peace, kind of. He's comparing Eastern culture and Western culture, and also he's comparing Christianity and Buddhism in this book. But I'm afraid it's not translated into any Western languages.
Thanks.
But the the pictures are in a few of his books, right? The similar pictures.
Yeah, although usually he skips the 5th and 6th picture. So he uses the first 4 in other books as well. But I think the 5th and the 6th picture, I didn't show the 6th picture, but Schwansan, there's also the last picture there's only me alone in the universe. This picture and this 5th picture where you get out of the TV set, these I think are only in this book.
刚才那个朋友问这本书的，就是这个图的出处啊，这个图其实是那个内山宇正老师，内山宇正也是那个就是安泰寺以前的一个主持，然后他写过一本书，日语叫往前进，但是又不往前进，就是翻译出来就是就是你要容易一点，同时要很努力的进步，它这就是大概其实是这个意思啊，翻译成中文。然后它里面有一个自己漫画，回头我到时候把这个原文出处也给大家发到群里边。它就是一共其实是有6个图，然后但是一般的书在转载的时候只是有前5个图，就刚才我就是那个最后第5图就那个坐禅头像一个电视那个图，其实它还有一个图，最后这个图就是最后这个图，它是其实就剩下世界上就剩下你自己了，就是你世界上只有你一个人，你是以你的生命体验在体验这个这个世界这个生活，就是他刚才那个朋友提的问题。
Any other questions?
还有问题可以提啊。
Don't hesitate. If you don't have any questions, there's no problem. Perfect. But if you have any questions, don't hesitate. I think officially this class is only 50 minutes long. The last couple of times it was more than an hour, but if you have no questions, there's no reason to, how do you say, to prolong it. So we're already here at 8:53 in Japan. So if you have no other questions, we can meet again next week. Next week again, I would talk about a koan from this book, and we have the Taiwanese version. I will decide which koan, and I will tell Xuan-san so that she can prepare. So it's going to be some story from China again next week, April.
然后，如果大家要是没有什么问题的话，因为我们这节课其实是50分钟，每一次我们都延长，都到就是那个8点以后都上1个小时。如果大家没有问题的话，可能今天我们就到这儿就结束。然后下一次课呢，我们还是讲就是这本书，幕后老师这本书，就是上一次公案的这个书，里面有很多小公案，然后老师可能再给大家挑一个。就是跟那个禅有关的小故事，可能应该也是从中国来的一个公案。然后到时候他提前告诉我，然后我把内容发到咱们群里面，可以咱们提前先看一看。下一次上课我们分析公案。
Okay. Yats, you have a question?
It's not a question. I just want to say that what Xuan-san
Yes.
and you are doing is helping my practice, and thank you very much for that.
Thank you for joining. Thank you. Thank all of you for joining, and I wish you have a good week, and hope to see you again next Monday, 1 hour later than we used to do, except in China. I think it's the same time.
好，大家要是没有问题，我们今天就先到这儿，然后下周还是这个时间跟大家见面。Thank you.
Thank you for joining. See you again.
See you. Bye bye.